If you're over 60, there's a strong chance you're paying at least one bill right now, maybe several, that you don't actually have to pay. Not utility bills, not property taxes. I'm talking about the financial bills. The ones buried in your bank statement, your credit card bill, your insurance premium, your monthly subscriptions, small recurring charges that add up to real money over a year, and that you may be legally entitled to eliminate or reduce. These aren't loopholes. They're protections, waivers, and discounts that already exist, built into federal banking law, built into company policy, built into state regulations, and they go unclaimed because nobody picks up the phone and asks. Today I'm walking through all 7. For each one, I'll tell you exactly what to say, exactly who to call, and exactly how much money is realistically at stake. My name is Marcus Grave, and I've spent years studying the financial protections and waivers that exist specifically for older Americans. The ones buried in banking regulations, company policies, and state law that almost nobody explains clearly. Here's the pattern I see constantly. These bills aren't large individually. A $12 monthly bank fee, a $95 credit card annual fee, a $35 overdraft charge. Individually, they feel too small to fight over. But added together, across a full year, across every account and bill a senior manages, the total is often hundreds, sometimes over $1,000 a year, for charges that a 5-minute phone call could eliminate. Let's go through all 7. Bill number 1, your bank account's monthly maintenance fee. Most checking and savings accounts charge a monthly fee, typically $10 to $15, unless you meet certain conditions, like maintaining a minimum balance or having a certain number of direct deposits. For seniors on a fixed income, hitting those thresholds isn't always realistic, and the fee gets charged month after month. Here's what most seniors don't know. Nearly every major bank offers a senior checking account that waives the monthly maintenance fee entirely, often starting at age 55, 60, or 62, depending on the bank, with no minimum balance requirement at all. The specific account names and age thresholds vary by bank, but the principle is consistent across the industry. Banks do not want to lose senior customers over a $12 monthly fee, and most have a designated account type or waiver specifically to prevent that. The problem is that banks almost never proactively move existing customers into these accounts. You have to ask. Action step. Call your bank or visit a branch and ask this exact question. Do you have a senior checking or savings account that waives the monthly maintenance fee, and can you switch my current account to that product? This is usually a same-day change with no impact on your account number, debit card, or existing checks. There's a second piece to this that's worth checking at the same time. Many banks also waive fees for paper statements, fees for using out-of-network ATMs occasionally, and minimum balance requirements on savings accounts, specifically for senior account holders. Ask about all 3 when you call. If your current bank says no to all of this, it's worth knowing that credit unions, which are not-for-profit and member-owned, very often have no monthly fees at all, regardless of age, and can be a better fit for seniors looking to eliminate banking costs entirely. Bill number 2, your credit card's annual fee. Many credit cards, particularly travel and rewards cards, charge an annual fee that can range from $95 to several $100s. For seniors who got a card years ago for a specific reason, a sign-up bonus, a particular rewards program, a trip they took once, that fee may now be charged year after year for benefits they no longer use. Here's what most cardholders don't know. Credit card companies have retention departments whose entire job is to keep you as a customer rather than let you cancel, and they have the authority to waive annual fees, especially for long-term cardholders with good payment history. The way to access this is simple, but most people never try it. Call the number on the back of your card. When the automated system asks why you're calling, say "Cancel my card," or select that option. This routes you to the retention department rather than general customer service. Once you're speaking with a retention specialist, say something like, "I've had this card for X years and I'm considering canceling because of the annual fee. Is there anything you can do to waive or reduce it, or offer a statement credit to offset it?" Retention specialists very often have the discretion to waive the fee outright, reduce it, or apply a statement credit equal to some or all of the fee, especially if you have a history of using the card regularly and paying on time. Success rates for this exact approach are high, and it costs nothing to ask. If the fee genuinely cannot be waived, ask whether the company has a no annual fee version of the same card you could downgrade to instead. Most major issuers do. And downgrading preserves your credit history and account age, which matters for your credit score, while eliminating the fee entirely going forward. Bill number 3 is different from the others. This one isn't about getting a fee waived. It's about recognizing when you may be paying for coverage you no longer need at all. This requires a careful, honest conversation, so let me be clear about who this applies to and who it doesn't. Life insurance generally serves one of a few core purposes: replacing lost income for dependents, covering a mortgage or debt so survivors aren't burdened, or covering final expenses. For many people, life insurance was purchased decades ago to protect a spouse and young children during their working years. If your children are now grown and financially independent, your mortgage is paid off, and your spouse has independent retirement income or assets that would cover their needs, the original reason you bought that policy may no longer apply. And yet many people continue paying the premium simply because they've always paid it. This matters financially because permanent life insurance premiums for seniors are often substantial, sometimes hundreds of dollars a month. And that money could instead be going toward current living expenses, healthcare costs, or simply staying in your pocket. Here's the important caveat. Don't simply cancel a policy on your own without understanding the full picture. Some permanent policies have built up cash value that you're entitled to access. Some policies cannot be replaced later at the same rate if your health has changed. And some policies are still serving a real purpose, covering estate taxes, providing for a special needs dependent, or equalizing an inheritance among heirs. Action step. Contact your insurance agent or a fee-only financial advisor, not someone trying to sell you a new policy, and ask for a policy review. Specifically ask, what is the current purpose of this policy? Does it have cash value? And what would happen if I reduced or canceled it? The goal is an informed decision, not an automatic cancellation. Bill number 4, overdraft fees. An overdraft fee, typically $30 to $35 per occurrence, is charged when a transaction is processed and your account doesn't have enough funds to cover it. For seniors managing fixed monthly income against bills that may not align perfectly in timing, this can happen more often than people realize, and it adds up fast. Here's what most account holders don't know. You can opt out of overdraft coverage entirely for debit card and ATM transactions. Federal regulations require banks to get your explicit opt-in before they can charge you an overdraft fee on everyday debit transactions. If you never opted in, or if you want to opt out now, the transaction would simply be declined instead of approved with a fee. For many seniors, having the transaction simply declined and then trying again once funds are available is a far better outcome than paying $35 every time timing doesn't line up perfectly. There's a second protection worth knowing about. Many banks now offer free overdraft grace periods or low balance alerts that text or email you before a transaction would overdraw your account, giving you time to transfer funds and avoid the fee entirely. And if you do get hit with an overdraft fee, especially if it's a rare occurrence for an otherwise good customer, call your bank and ask for a one-time courtesy waiver. Banks frequently grant these, particularly for long-term account holders. Action step. Call your bank and ask 3 things. Can I opt out of overdraft coverage on my debit card? Do you offer free low balance text alerts? And if you've recently been charged an overdraft fee, can this be waived as a courtesy? Bill number 5 applies if you're taking out any kind of loan, a personal loan, a home equity line of credit, a refinance, or even a reverse mortgage. These products often come with origination fees, application fees, and processing fees that many borrowers assume are fixed and non-negotiable. They are often negotiable, and most people never ask. Origination fees typically range from 0.5% to 2% of the loan amount. On a $50,000 home equity loan, a 1% origination fee is $500. On a larger loan, the fee can be thousands of dollars. Here's how to negotiate these fees effectively. First, get quotes from at least 2 or 3 lenders for the same loan product: banks, credit unions, and online lenders. Once you have competing offers, tell each lender about the others and ask them to match or beat the fee structure. Lenders compete for business, and origination fees are one of the easiest places for them to make concessions without changing the interest rate. Second, ask specifically, is there a no origination fee version of this loan, even if the interest rate is slightly different? Sometimes a lender will roll the fee into a marginally higher rate, which can be advantageous if you don't plan to keep the loan for many years. Third, if you're a longtime customer of a particular bank or credit union, mention that relationship directly and ask if loyalty discounts or fee waivers are available. Many institutions have unadvertised relationship pricing for long-term customers that isn't offered unless you ask. Bill number 6, subscription services. Streaming platforms, news subscriptions, meal kit services, software subscriptions, magazine subscriptions. The average household now maintains far more recurring subscriptions than most people realize, and many companies offer senior discounts that are never advertised on the main pricing page. This is different from the well-known senior discounts at restaurants and retail stores. I'm talking about ongoing subscription services where a phone call, not a website visit, is required to access the discount, because the company doesn't want to publicly lower its advertised price for everyone. Newspaper and magazine subscriptions are a particularly strong category. Many major publications offer senior rates that can be 30 to 50% below the standard subscription price, but only if you call their customer retention line and ask specifically. Gym and fitness memberships are another strong category, and this connects to something many seniors already have without realizing it. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, it very likely includes a fitness benefit called Silver Sneakers or a similar program, which provides completely free access to thousands of participating gyms nationwide. If you're paying for a separate gym membership and you have Medicare Advantage, check whether you're paying for something already covered for free. Action step. Go through your bank or credit card statement and list every recurring subscription charge. For each one, call the company, not the website chat, the phone line, and ask, do you offer a senior discount or loyalty rate for long-term subscribers? Even a handful of small discounts adds up over a full year. Bill number 7, DMV and licensing fees. Most states offer reduced fees for senior driver's license renewals, and in some states the renewal becomes either free or significantly discounted once you reach a certain age. For example, several states offer reduced fee or extended validity licenses for drivers 65 and older, sometimes combined with a longer renewal cycle, which means you pay the fee less frequently overall. Some states waive the fee entirely for seniors who voluntarily switch to a non-driver state ID once they stop driving. Beyond driver's licenses, many states also offer reduced or waived fees for senior vehicle registration, disabled parking permits, and state park or recreation passes, often bundled into a single senior services page on the state DMV or natural resources website that most people never visit. Action step. Search your state name, DMV senior discounts, or visit your state DMV's website and look specifically for a senior services section. If your license is coming up for renewal, ask the clerk directly, is there a senior rate or extended renewal option available to me? Here's how to approach all 7 of these in the most efficient way, because trying to do everything in one day can feel overwhelming. Spread these calls across the week. 1 bill, 1 call, 1 day. Monday, call your bank about the monthly fee and overdraft protection. Tuesday, call your credit card company about the annual fee. Wednesday, contact your insurance agent for a policy review. Thursday, if you have any outstanding loans, start gathering competing quotes. Friday, go through your subscriptions and make those calls. And whenever your license renewal comes up, ask the DMV question directly. None of these calls take more than 10 or 15 minutes, and the combined impact, even if only half of them result in a waiver or reduction, is real, recurring money back in your monthly budget. Here is your complete action list. 1. Call your bank and ask for a senior checking account with no monthly maintenance fee. 2. Call your credit card company, say you're considering canceling, and ask the retention department to waive your annual fee. 3. Request a free, no-obligation life insurance policy review to understand whether your current coverage still matches your needs. 4. Ask your bank whether you can opt out of overdraft coverage and request a courtesy waiver for any recent overdraft fee. 5. If you have or are considering a loan, gather multiple quotes and negotiate the origination fee directly. 6. Go through every subscription on your statement and call each company to ask about a senior or loyalty discount. 7. Check your state DMV's senior services page before your next license or registration renewal. None of these 7 bills require a lawyer, a complicated application, or months of waiting. Every single one of them is a phone call away, and for most of them, all it takes is asking the right question to the right person. If this video helped you, subscribe. Every week I cover the financial protections, exemptions, and discounts most seniors never hear about until someone explains them clearly. Share this with someone you know who's been paying full price on every one of these bills without ever asking if they had to. A few phone calls this week could add up to real savings every month going forward. I'll see you in the next one.